Bullies target new black girl, unaware AHells angel is watching. In every school, there is always that one student, the one who arrives quietly, sits neatly, speaks politely, and somehow still becomes the center of attention for all the wrong reasons. Sometimes, it's because they are different. Sometimes, it's because they are misunderstood. And sometimes, it's simply because cruel people exist who feel powerful when they make others feel small. This is the story of Amara Collins, a soft-spoken black girl who transfers into a suburban high school already burdened by grief, hope, and a secret she never planned to share. She believes her biggest challenge will be fitting in. She never imagines that her presence will awaken cruelty, jealousy, and a storm of bullying that threatens her peace, her safety, and her future. What Amara doesn't know, is that someone else is watching her too. Someone dangerous. Someone feared. Someone whose name alone sends shivers through grown men. AHells angel. But he isn't watching her for the reasons people might think. And by the time the bullies realize who they've truly messed with, it might already be too late. This story will pull you into a world of whispered insults, hallway humiliation, secret protection, and a silent guardian who never announces himself, but never misses a detail. So get comfortable. Because this isn't just a school story. It's a warning. It's a mystery. And it's a reckoning. Now, let the story begin. Amara Collins stepped out of her mother's old silver sedan with her backpack pressed tightly to her chest. Her braids were neatly done, her uniform freshly ironed, and her shoes still smelled faintly of new leather. She stood in front of Brookdale Heights High School, staring up at the tall brick building like it was a mountain she had to climb. She whispered to herself. "You can do this." Her family had moved from another town after her father passed away unexpectedly. Her mother wanted a fresh start. A better school. A safer neighborhood. And Amara, who had always been quiet, obedient, and gentle, had agreed without complaint. But inside, she was terrified. The school bell rang loudly, snapping her back to reality. She walked in. And within seconds, eyes were already on her. Students whispered as she passed. "Who's that? She's new. Why she walk like that? She thinks she cute." Amara pretended not to hear them. She kept her eyes down, her steps measured, her breathing shallow. Her schedule was crumpled slightly in her hand as she searched for her first class, English literature. She slid quietly into a seat near the back. That was when she heard it. A loud, mocking voice from behind her. "Dang, y'all see the new girl hair? Look like she got Wi-Fi antennas on her head." Laughter exploded. Her ears burned. Amara's hands tightened around her notebook, but she didn't turn around. She didn't speak. She just swallowed hard. The voice belonged to Kayla Reeves, one of the most popular girls in school. Blonde. Pretty. Mean. And dangerously bored. Kayla leaned forward, her long nails tapping Amara's desk. "Hey new girl," she sneered. "Where you from? The jungle?" More laughter. Amara finally turned slowly, her eyes glossy but calm. "I'm from Riverview," she said quietly. Kayla smirked. "Figures." It didn't stop there. In the cafeteria, Amara sat alone. Someone kicked her chair. Someone poured milk near her feet. Someone whispered, "Go back where you came from." And when she walked down the stairs after lunch, she felt a sudden shove from behind. She stumbled, barely catching herself on the railing. Kayla's voice rang out behind her. "Oops." Slippery steps. Teachers were around, but nobody saw anything. Amara didn't cry. Not there. Not in public. She waited until she was alone in the restroom. Then she leaned against the sink and finally let silent tears roll down her cheeks. She whispered. "I didn't do anything to deserve this." But she was wrong about one thing. Someone had noticed. Every afternoon at exactly 3:20 p.m., a black motorcycle sat across the street from the school. Chrome gleaming. Engine rumbling softly. A skull patch stitched boldly onto a leather jacket. Most students were too busy laughing, texting, or rushing to rides to notice. But the man on that bike noticed everything. He had a thick beard. Piercing dark eyes. Tattoos creeping up his neck. And the unmistakable red and white Hells Angels emblem on his back. His name was Marcus Grim Collins. And Amara was his niece. Her father's younger brother. The man her mother begged never to come near the school. But he came anyway. Because he promised her late brother one thing. I'll always watch over her. And today, he had seen enough. He saw the shove. He saw the laughter. He saw the tears. And his jaw clenched slowly. Amara walked home that day, unaware that danger had quietly shifted direction. She thought she was alone in her pain. She thought she had no shield. She had no idea that a man with a violent past, a loyal heart, and a dangerous reputation had just placed her name at the center of his protection. And while Kayla and her friends were busy planning their next joke, a Hell's Angel was already watching. Already remembering faces. Already deciding that some lessons would be taught, not by teachers, but by consequences. By the next Monday, something felt different at Brookdale Heights. Students whispered, not about Amara, but about the motorcycle. Did you see that biker outside Friday? He had Hell's Angels on his jacket. My cousin said those guys are dangerous. I heard he's been there all week. Kayla scoffed when she heard it. So what? Some washed-up biker wanna scare kids, she laughed. He can't touch us. She didn't know he already had. Not with fists. With eyes. With memory. Grim had memorized her face. Her friends. Her locker number. Her routine. And he was patient. That Tuesday, Kayla and her crew decided it was time to really test the new girl. They waited until after gym class. Amara was walking down the hallway with her hair slightly loosened, sweat glistening on her forehead. Her backpack was heavy, her legs sore. Kayla stepped in front of her. Watch where you going, jungle girl, she sneered. Then she did it. She reached up and yanked one of Amara's braids. Hard. Gasps echoed. Amara cried out, grabbing her scalp. Tears instantly filled her eyes. Kayla laughed loudly. That real or that fake? Feel like rope. And then she shoved Amara backward. Amara fell. Her books scattered across the floor. Phones came out. Someone recorded. But none of them noticed the black motorcycle slowly pulling up across the street. Grim had seen the video online within minutes. And something inside him went cold. The next morning, Kayla's house had a visitor. A low, thunderous rumble echoed down her street. Neighbors peeked through curtains. A black motorcycle stopped at the curb. Grim stepped off. Leather jacket. Heavy boots. Tattooed hands. He knocked once. Hard. Kayla's mother opened the door. Yes. Grim leaned slightly forward, his voice low but calm. I'm here about your daughter. Her face paled. What about Kayla? She's been hurting my niece. Silence. Kayla appeared behind her mother. The moment she saw the skull patch, her face drained of color. Grim met her eyes. You like touching people you think can't protect themselves, he said quietly. But everybody belongs to somebody. Kayla's mouth trembled. You touch her again, he continued, and we won't be having conversations anymore. He stepped back, turned, and left. No yelling. No threats. Just truth. From that day on, Kayla avoided Amara. Her friends stopped whispering. The laughter disappeared. The shoves stopped. Amara noticed. She didn't know why. She just felt safer. One afternoon, she finally saw the motorcycle. It was parked across the street. The man looked at her and nodded once. A simple nod. She didn't recognize him. But something about him felt familiar. Comforting. Protective. That night, her mother sat her down. Amara, your Uncle Marcus has been watching you. Amara's eyes widened. Uncle Grim? Her mother nodded slowly. He promised your father he'd protect you. I didn't want him near your school, but I think he saved you. Amara felt tears rise. He didn't have to, she whispered. He did, her mother replied. Because family doesn't look away. Amara walked into school the next day differently. Head up. Steps confident. Eyes calm. Kayla looked away. Because bullies are loud. But protection is louder. Even when it's silent. If you enjoyed this powerful story, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications so you never miss another story like this.